All right, we're going to be getting this session going here. We got a lot to pack in. I'm going to be kind of mobile and roaming out there because we're going to be asking folks about some of their picks. And welcome to the session. Thank you very much for coming. This is a very interactive session, so please feel free to join in. We've done the best job we could. We've had about a day and a half to cover and look around a show that is probably 3 times as large and more diverse than it's ever been for us at PMA. But we've assembled an excellent team of volunteers that just did an amazing job of running around, looking at different things out there that we hope pique your interest, something that you'll really like, and something that you would like to check out. All right, first off, the team that has just made it, couldn't have done this at all without. We're going to start off with not me. We'll start off with Laura, my wife. She is the boss. She is the organizer. She is the person who kept it together, constantly going, where's your notes? Matter of fact, where are they? Here they are. Making sure you have your notes, making sure everything. Amazing job. It's kind of a family ordeal. And then we have Chelsea, my daughter, who just is amazing at when my wife is not there at the moment to take care of me. She kicks in and is following right behind, making sure I'm organized, making sure I'm on task. All right, panel of experts. Guys, these are some of the best in the business we could get here. We have Chris Slidell down there at the end from Chris's camera. Most of you may know, most of you out here, it's just first name, insert camera afterwards is most business. We have Steve. Steve didn't make it. He's not here yet. Okay, he's probably on his way. Erin Manning. Erin Manning. We've all seen her on PMA TV. She does a lot of wonderful stuff. And she's really going to come to us from the perspective and give us a comment from a consumer. Okay, you think it's great. I'd love to put that in my store. Erin's going to say, nah, I wouldn't buy that. Or yes, I would. She'll help us out in that perspective. Martin. We got Martin from Ring Photo in Germany. Again, wonderful perspective on retailing, and Phil Grisham. And I think that's a pretty distinguished panel of people we've been able to get for this. Excellent. I want to make mention that this session is usually held and usually done by Bill McCurry. And Bill McCurry has some big shoes for me to fill, for me to try to pull this off. He also was just inducted into the PMA Hall of Fame. And of course, on anybody who has ever received an email from Bill, he always has this comment on the bottom, amazing what can be accomplished when no one cares who gets credit. And I do the DEMAcast with Bill McCurry. We do the Marketing ID Exchange, and that's a free internet radio show. Comes out once a week. We'll have a little more pitch at the end for something like that. Chelsea? All right, hot picks. That's what we're here for. What a show. Some of the things. Electronic toilet seat. This is amazing. I was just telling somebody that at this show, from my perspective, was more of, oh, I want one of those. Oh, I want one of those. I want one of those. Had nothing to do with how it would help my business, but I want one of those. We have a couple of our show shoppers, as it were, out there. I don't know if they're demonstrating or if they're just trying to rest their feet after walking the show floor, but there's actually beds out there on the Consumer Electronics Show. All right, let's get serious. Let's get into our first pick. Lee Veras, you were out there. You were out at the Fuji booth, I believe, and found some wonderful camera. Was it the X Pro, is it?
Okay, so most of you probably heard about this camera. I certainly did. I was hoping to see it here, and it kind of represents a new kind of retro, futuristic camera. This is Fugees New Endure Lc, essentially, interchangeable lens camera that's based on a kind of a rangefinder design, although the viewfinder is what they call a hybrid viewfinder that combines the best of both optical and video viewfinder. They have a new pattern on the chip. It's not a traditional Bayer pattern. They claim that it allows them to eliminate the high pass filter so they get sharper images because they don't have to blur it to eliminate moire. The moire is eliminating the actual pattern on the chip. Very cool. It's kind of looks a little bit like a Leica. I don't think that's a mistake. This camera also really would appeal to kind of a traditionalist or somebody who's familiar with the film cameras. It has f-stops on the lens barrel and shutter speeds on a little wheel. Really feels like an old style camera, but its inside is completely modern. Very cool camera.
Fantastically, and to keep up with a borrowed tradition from Mr. McCurry, you get to pick a candy bar. Thank you very much. Panel, anybody got any comments? Did they see this out on the floor? Questions?
That one?
That one?
Yeah, I love it.
Love it.
Right.
Is it something you're going to get, put in your store? Do you think it's...
Yeah. We'll definitely carry it in the stores because it's a fantastic product which addresses a lot of consumers which are quality orientated, but also want to have not only the quality of the picture, but also the quality of the camera in the hand. So we really love it.
Yeah, excellent. Thanks, Mark. Next slide, Chelsea. The iPro lens system. And we have a person that picked that here? You know? Steve or Mark?
You also know.
Mark Cutman? He's not here. All right. I saw this. This is a pretty amazing product, I thought. I am really intrigued. And take this from a kind of a consumer's perspective. I love shooting with my iPhone. I love the camera you have with you is the best camera to have at the moment. And I love doing things with it. And these are Schneider lenses, very high quality. They also have the hand grip to where you can hold it in your hand for more stable. And inside the handle for the hand are different lens options. You have about I believe there's 2 or 3 lenses to choose from within that. So it's a great way to clip onto your iPhone, a great way for the lens to be mounted on the front of your iPhone. Again, I personally thought this was a really cool item. Would love to have one. Take it from that perspective. Any comments?
Oh, well, I'm just curious as the consumer,
Yeah.
how much does it cost and when is it coming out?
It is out in the United States. I believe the cost, again, was about $150. And remember, you get 3 lenses with that to handle, and these are Schneider lenses. This is not, and the case that comes with it. This is not something low end. This is for the serious hobbyist, I think.
But that's cool. So it comes with everything that's up there.
Everything that's up there in that shot.
$150.
Yep.
I would get that.
Yep. Yeah. Very good. You hear that, guys? She would get it. All right. Okay, because I can't see from. Oh, Carlos, tell us about your pick. You're right here, right?
Yeah, my name is Carlos. Actually, this is more like something that my wife was extremely enthusiastic about it. She's here. So she has also a sample here. We are not the manufacturer, so it's from I'm from Brazil, they are from China, okay, so. And this is, I mean, I think it's a very nice product because it's very simple, it's fast. So you get to enter in a booth, and it's like, I don't know, 15 seconds, it scans, and then they print like several acrylic things. It's like, I'm gonna pass on. It's a crystal, like 3D. It's very, 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 like, we did this in minutes. So we thought it's probably a new photo product that's interesting. Yeah.
Carlos, thank you very much. Matter of fact, and you get a candy bar. Thank you very much for participating in our show. There you go. I mean, this is the booth. You should go check this out. It definitely grabs the consumer's eye. We got about 3 or 4 people who kind of picked this from a consumer point. Anyone on the panel? Phil, do you think this is something that could work for you in your business?
I can't see it working in our business, but I could see it working for events. I think, you know, upmarket weddings, I reckon it would be an absolute screamer. I mean, the people that are spending the $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 on a wedding, this would be a great addition. Right. And there's plenty of those people out there.
There are, absolutely. And as a matter of fact, you can see one of the featured photos here is the wedding shot. My daughter has pointed out I did not have a photograph of. It's actually a booth. Yeah, we got a question here.
We already did that in Australia, so we don't do snipes.
Yeah.
It's been known to happen, yeah.
Thank you. I didn't have the guts to say, okay, we have a firm who rents it, and we done it for years. Yeah.
Well, it's been pointed out.
But it's a great thing.
Yeah, no, the big difference is the instant.
Yeah. But
Well, we just took yours and
firm
made
who
it
rents
better,
it,
right?
The totally system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, in this instant?
On that note, Chelsea, next slide.
fights.
Laura, give them Manna Candy. There we go. All right, here we have the beta shell. Gary Pajot submitted this one. He basically ran into me on the show floor, showed me a brochure, and said, you got to check this out. So for the serious photographer who does a lot of outdoor shooting, does a lot of traveling, a lot of hiking, just wants to protect his equipment, goes to things like Burning Man, where there's a lot of dust and great stuff like that. They make these containers out of a high-impact PVC type product with foam padding in it so it's shock resistant. You can drop it. They actually on their website have pictures of cars running over it. Great way to protect your cameras, your small video cameras, your lenses. They come in various sizes. The standard size, which you see on the left-hand side there, I believe started at $50, and I think they went up to like 80? 85. 85 is where they went up to. So this was a pretty cool product, very durable, and again, they had small video cameras in it, all kinds of good stuff. But again, if you're out there on the road, you find yourself in harsh conditions, waterproof as well. I didn't get anything like to certain depth, but it is waterproof and keeps the sand out and keeps your stuff clean. Chris, any thoughts on that?
They do call it bomb-proof. I wonder if they tested it that way. I think they're actually, I don't know that I'd spend the money on it because in most cases that case is more expensive than the product you're going to be protecting. And it's an awfully clumsy device.
Okay.
Very bulky in relationship to the item that you're keeping in it.
Okay.
But I do know that we have some comments on it from back that corner.
Okay, I'll head over there. Here we go.
I was just wondering, is there like a clip or a strap that goes along with it that you can easily hold it?
Very good question. On their website, they have some videos, and they actually show after they pack things up, they clip it right onto the outside of the backpack. So there is a clip that comes with it. I certainly see what Chris says. It just, once again, depends. If you're a photographer that's going into extreme environments, I don't know, what does a real nice Canon or Nikkor lens cost? Yeah, so you may want to be protecting it in that particular case. Okay, we have another question here, did we?
I was just going to say, they didn't mention anything on the depth, but it floats, which is kind of neat.
That's very good. Anybody ever done any whitewater rafting? Any good stuff like that? Yeah.
That would
You
be good.
don't want to, well, it's a good thing my lens is protected, but it's at the bottom of the ocean. So floating is a good thing. Chelsea next. Rob, come on, here we go. Rob, tell us about this one.
Hi, I'm Rob Camo. I'm an industry consultant in lab space and retail as well, and education. I looked at this with my retail hat on. I'm a retail, I have a retail shop, whether I have 100 shops or 1,000 shops or one shop like many of you. I also looked at it as an iPhone enthusiast. I shoot 1,000 pictures a month, I think, with my iPhone and some video. So what this is called is the iPhone Pod. He needs some work on his name of his product. He's getting there. Wonderful man, William, in the booth, at booth 72345. But what it does is you can see the iPhone slips in. It gets secured under that LED light. You can see the picture on the left, the light's on. The next two pictures, it's off, so the photograph will come out a bit better that I took with my iPhone. And that monopod also extends. You can see in the last shot, it looks kind of short. It extends all the way out. And after the session, if you want to come see me, I have some video I took with my iPhone. I have on mine. You can see. It's almost like a Steadicam. It was amazing as you walked around. So I thought it was great from a consumer hat. My retailer hat, first question I ask is, how many points do we make on this? Is it, 17 points and then 12 fully loaded like a camera that I lose money on every time I sell? Or do I actually make money on this product? I think he's under-retailing himself. He says the retail price is $60 to $70, and it was Keystoning at $30 to $35 at wholesale. I think he's got some adjusting probably to do. He's new to market with this, but it was an amazing product. It's simple. What's also not shown, inside the foam grip just under the iPhone is a monopod. That top screws off where the mount is, and it comes out, I'm sorry, and it's a mini tripod embedded in the handle. It's an amazing, great little product. Loved it.
Absolutely. Any comments up here?
When does that come out?
I didn't ask him that. I think he's ready to go with his production, it seems. That's a great question, Aaron, that I failed to ask him about.
Yeah,
when's it out and available. It's a fantastic product.
Pretty cool.
Wait till you see the video.
I tell you, some of the things that we saw on the show floor were kind of, and your candy bar. One of the things that we saw on the show floor were some interesting, great products like this that they hadn't gone out to market yet, but they are looking for people like you to sell. That's what they're here for. They're looking to grab your attention, get you to buy into it, put it on your shelves. So, as I said, there's some great opportunity. It sounds like there was some pretty good margins on this product. That's a good way. Yeah, all right, Chelsea. Oh, it's Chelsea.
Okay, I actually picked this one from a consumer standpoint, and not so much a professional photographer standpoint. I loved these straps because I am constantly complaining about my stupid camera strap and how it's bugging me. And these ones, yeah, and these straps just were really cool. They're comfortable. I actually have one to show. They're very comfortable. This one that I'm going to show you right now is actually specifically designed for women photographers who sometimes these straps that go across the chest don't go where you need them. These ones do. So it goes across like this, and it fits nicely. But the whole point of the thing is there's this little attachment that screws in right at the bottom where the tripod mount is. And then it just clips on like a little carabiner and then locks as well so it doesn't fly off.
We had it as a hot pick. Carabiner short.
If I can get it.
As a hot pick.
Yeah, so it'll lock so it doesn't fly off.
California sunburns.
And then...
Obviously childproof.
Yeah. So then it sits right here where your camera normally lies, and then what you can do is there's these little locks on it that move, so that when you grab it, it's just bam, right there. And it moves along the side. You can lock it down if you're not going to be using it for a while. Take the lock back down and lock it in position, and it won't fling around too much. But so I walked around the whole showroom floor yesterday with this thing, and it was the most comfortable thing I've ever worn with my camera. It didn't feel heavy to me because of the way it rested on me, and I didn't have neck problems after, and it was really great, so I love it. And it retails for about $58 is what they were saying.
Yeah. Now the point, again, it's kind of the cross your heart. It's really targeted for women in that case because it can be incredibly uncomfortable using just a normal camera strap. I'll head over here for this question. Women, targeting women seems to be a really hot topic this year in getting some amazing products out there.
Hi everyone, Dean Lawrence, Hooper Camera. Several of our managers were telling us we should put this product line out there in the stores to sell. So we bought it in March, we put it out in the stores, and we realized that the product is in all the major photography magazines and it's well optimized on the search engines. We've sold since March over 200 of these, and we have found that all of the other straps we've been selling for years, they're not even moving. People are coming into the stores, and they're simply, do you carry the Black Rabbit? Of course, we have it on our website, and it's no question. We never thought in our million years we would be selling $80, $90 straps out there. So good testimony. It's a wonderful product. It's a nice margin. And we're just tickled to pink about this product.
Fantastic, Laura. You get to pick out a candy bar. Thank you for your participation.
I'd like to add to that. I actually have one of those straps, and I use it all the time. It's practical, it's ergonomic, it's comfortable, and yeah, I mean, why not? If you can just have your camera there and just flip it up and take a picture and put it back and walk around and not have to really worry about it, and it's not flopping around, hitting doorways and things like that because you can put it in back if you need to. So yeah, I definitely like that strap.
Very good, very good. Chelsea, what do we have next? Okay, Steve, he's not here. Ooh, I don't know if I can speak a lot to this one. Basically, it was a remote control that worked on multiple different SLR cameras for doing multiple exposure, like HDR exposures, to where you're not touching the camera at all, but you basically program it and hit it, and I think it was up to 9 different exposures. So if you're doing a lot of HDR photography, this was a good pick to be able to do that. I do know that there's always an issue if you're doing HDRs and registration from one frame to the next. I know there's a lot of auto function that takes place in most of the software that's doing HDR work, but if you're going to have it critically aligned to begin with, a lot of the work is done, a lot of error factor is taken away. I'm sorry, is anybody else, did they see this? Did they know a little bit more about this particular product?
I think as far as sign it was targeting HDR. They seem to be their big pitch. 9, I know my Nikon's got 9 stops, so that makes sense as well. And maybe there's a few other functions you can see. It's kind of tough to program that on your SLR itself. On my Nikon it is anyway, so that maybe makes it, I think that display made it much easier to see what you were doing, what the stop increments were, how many you want to do, if you want to do another set, things like that.
Excellent, thanks Rob. Chelsea, what do we got next? All right, I think Paul Ritz, we saw this. This is kind of, I'm seeing quite a trend of this kind of retro, let's make it look like a Leica camera. And Paul, are you here?
Yeah, what I liked about this camera was it's a much smaller version than most of the other interchangeable lens mirrorless cameras. You know, kind of a throwback if you remember the Pentax 110s.
Yeah.
But not that quality, don't worry about that. Once again, they're using that technology similar to what Fuji's doing with the sensor. And so it's a camera that I'd overlooked, and I just stopped at their booth and saw some image quality and was amazed for something this small. Lenses, very inexpensive. Some of those lenses are like $100. You can add an adapter that lets you use your existing Pentax lenses for long telephoto. So a 50, I think, becomes like a 300 on it. So a pretty impressive camera from a company that's now under RICO. So, you know, they've gone through some changes and they've got some adjustments going on, but I think they have an interesting product going forward.
I'm a little bit of a smartass. Yeah?
It's okay, you're German.
Yeah, I'm German. Yeah? I have one of those cameras and I really, really love it. And one thing nearly nobody knows about this camera, from a technical standpoint, it is fantastic. It works like your old Hasselblad, because there are 5 lenses. 3 of them, they call themselves toy lenses, but they are really great. And there are 2 premium lenses, 1 prime lens and a zoom. And these premium lenses has a, well, how does it call the American thing? Not a slide shutter.
Aperture?
The central shutter. Yeah, leaf shutter, so in the lens. So you can flash up to a 2,000th of a second. And I made fantastic pictures in really funny daylight and very close with a built-in flash and external flash with 2,000ths of a second. So this is also for attracting some more technical orientated customers. This is a great toy, yeah? Really, really great camera, and has a built-in interpolator, so great for time lapses. It's really great camera.
So do you sell it in your store?
Yep.
Yep.
Not so much.
There you go. Excellent. Thank you, Martin. Okay, again, Paul. I found you.
Yeah. What I really liked about the new Area line from Tamrec was, you know, I used to be in the cell phone business years ago, and when they would try to do the women's case, it was pink or leopard skin. Don't need to do that. This is a beautiful black bag that's really designed for the woman in mind. And when I think of that woman customer that's buying the DSLR, she's not a pink person. No, she's looking for a nice accessory, nice sharp-looking accessory. So they really thought about this and did a smart design on a camera bag, really targeted for women. And I think women will appreciate that you're catering to them when they're moving into this market. They're going to be spending a little bit of extra money. Have something nice for them to look at for that camera.
All right, Paul, thank you. Thank you very much. Next, Chelsea, what do we got? All right. Wow. Paul, here you go.
Yeah, now we're back to that booth, Ron. And so this is another product that they had there. And this is carry your camera and never think about it. It's right in front of you all the time. And so this guy was really tall. And it adjusted to him. And the shorter guy in the booth, who's Oriental, I think, right? He was like yay high, and it would adjust to him. So this will work with any photographer. And you keep your hands from getting tired. You can also use it for video and be pretty stable. But the main thing I saw was for the guy that's going to be out there with a camera for a long time, he's not going to wear his arms out.
Excellent, Paul. Thank you. Anyone else see this on the floor? Chris, anything?
Jones used to make a product very much like that.
Yeah.
It was so handy.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see this. Excellent. Next, Chelsea. Rob. Rob, here you are.
Another product that I looked at first with a retailer hat on, going, oh great, here's another underwater housing that you'll stock a bunch of and not sell any. Then what do you do? Because every 4.5 months now there's a new model and they make them so specific. But this guy, William, both booths the name William. That was interesting. He calls it the seashell. It is a underwater housing that's universal for most point-and-shoot size cameras, and he achieves that with a series of he called them bumpers. That went, I think that went through around the inside of the camera. Of the case that would adjust. You could put in to fit your camera. And he even gave you a guide to put your camera on and trace, and it would tell you which bumpers you should use that are included. It's good to like 180 feet. I know my head wants to explode snorkeling to 15, so it seems very worthy that way. It's amazing. So now you can stock this one item, and when everybody changes their cameras every 4 months, you're not stuck with a bunch of inventory. You can still stock this item. Again, he had it at $160, $180. He thinks on a retail, again, Keystoning at $80 to someplace between $75 and $90. Again, he's not sure, I think. Depends on the wholesaler. But again, a lot of margin in the product, not something you're going to eat every 4 months and have to throw away or discount or hope somebody buys it because they have an old camera. Again, as a small retailers, if you're here, or large retailers, it's something that you can stock and not worry about, and it will turn. It's an amazing product. I loved it.
Very good, Ron. Any thoughts up here at experts?
Yeah, I think I want that.
See, that's
Great for
always
travel.
a good sign.
All the time that you're out and about, and maybe you've only brought your compact camera, and you're at the beach, or want to dive in and get some snorkeling shots.
That's a great point Erin just made. Even if you're at the beach and you're not in the water, it'll protect it as well from getting sand and grime, and your kids run up and throw a bucket of water in your head and it all goes all over the place. And he also optimized that back. See how there's the black around the back? He's made it so it's easier to see your screen underwater and in bright light as well. And yeah, it's a great protection item whether you're in the water or out.
I like that very much. That's pretty cool. Phil, in Australia.
Yeah, I think it would do extremely well at those beachside locations up on the Barrier Reef. It's an ideal product. I mean, I've done a fair bit of underwater photography years ago, and the very fact is you could put any camera in it. I love that idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the biggie, because people do change their cameras.
Right. Right.
Change the lenses.
To know that
Yeah.
my new generation camera can continue to use that.
Yep.
But essentially that goes with you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, so you did also optimize that with the lens barrel is on that camera. It's optimized for underwater photography as well to help bring more light in. I'm not a technical guy, but whatever it does to make it work better shooting underwater, he's done that as well as viewing on the back.
Okay, so whoever starts to carry this, shoot me an email so I can get one.
Could you attach a slide flash to it? Was there any? No. So you couldn't put a flash on. Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah. Well, generation 2. All right, Aaron. Aaron, you're up.
Okay. Well, I know this isn't. I was telling on my walk back from the Central CES Convention Hall, telling Lee Veris what my pick was. He said, "Well, the people sitting out there, they're going to want to know more about digital imaging. I don't know if they're going to be so interested in this, but." When I got back to the room, I kind of did a little bit more research on it, and I realized why it popped out at me. I just thought, that's cool. and it's cheap, and I don't have to pay any more fees. What it is an MP3 player, Wi-Fi streaming radio stations. So 50,000 radio stations, 4 million podcasts you can access. For the consumer, it costs $69.99. And I thought that was great. I can kind of keep it separate from my smartphone or my iPad if I want to do things at home or the office, or take it with me if there's Wi-Fi. There are no other fees once you pay that $69.99. Now for the retailer, I thought this was interesting. The retailer can continue to make money on this because what happens is there are little apps and channels on there that they can customize to whatever retail store is selling it. So you can continue to push coupons, ads, information about what else is going on at your store. You can also private label this item. So kind of keeping with the whole trend for integrating Wi-Fi and social media and with all devices, I thought this was kind of interesting. And I want one, so I thought it was cool.
So I'd imagine, I mean, I have not been into any kind of retail camera store situation like that where they're not selling some other products other than just a camera. I mean, because if you're into digital cameras, you're into all that, you're kind of a digital geeky kind of person anyway, and love all that stuff.
Yeah, true, and a lot of, you know, the mobile technology is
Absolutely.
Integrating with all the photo with mobile technology, so it just seemed
Excellent. Well, I think it's a good
kind of cool.
Chelsea. Douglas. Douglas here? Nope. Oh, not here. Okay. I can only talk for some past experience. The megapixel, the Gigapan. This was featured at last PMA for making the world's largest photograph, if you guys remember, in the hallway on the entrance in. And basically, the rig will take your digital single reflex camera, and programmed into it, you can shoot a series of shots using something like a telephoto lens, not the wide angle concept. We always think, let's make a panoramic with 3 moves across. This can shoot hundreds of shots and programs in steps, like a stepper motor, and will grab every single frame. So this is where they get this gigapixel concept. And they have literally, if you go to their website, they have some amazing pictures of Yosemite and Half Dome and things where you can look at a panoramic of the entire valley, which is amazing in itself, but you can zoom in and zoom in and zoom in. These are also the people who did I think it was Barack Obama when he was during his inauguration, did the photograph. Once again, you see the entire crowd of people, but you have the ability to continue to zoom in deeper and deeper to where you could see people on the stage standing next to him, the people that were right behind him.
You could actually read their pen or see the brand shirt.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing technology. And this automates the whole process in programming. The camera, just like a stepper motor, just keeps moving and keeps shooting frames. I'm sorry, that's all I have on it. We don't have Douglas here to talk. All right, Aaron, you're up again.
Oh, okay, it's me. The Sony smartwatch. Make sure this comes off. The Sony smartwatch. Again, another kind of groovy item. I thought, I want one of those. I think that's as far as it goes. Basically what it does is it's like an extension of your mobile phone, Android mobile phone, by the way. Hopefully they'll move into the iPhone sector. But I thought it was kind of groovy. You could walk around and discreetly be checking Facebook, text, email, just everything that goes on with your mobile phone. Music, everything can be controlled by this watch. Now this is a second generation. It's part of their Xperia line at Sony that goes with their mobile phone technology. And apparently the first generation that came out was called Live View, and now they've improved it. And it retails for $149. It's sort of like the Beam Me Up Scotty extension to your Android phone. Think about it that way. Yeah, up to 10 meters away. What does that equate to in feet? Anybody know? Quick. 33. All right. So it just seemed like a groovy device. I don't know. It really caught my eye in the Sony booth. And it was out of my territory, I know, but I just thought it was neat.
Oh, no, that's great. Thank you, Aaron. David, here, David, on this pic?
You want me to speak on it?
Just do it quick, Chelsea. You kind of.
Okay. Okay, yeah, these are two different types of basically the same products. They are credit card processing things that hook up to your iPad or your iPhone or your Android. And basically, you download the free app on these things. You pay the price for the device itself. And I know with Square, there's a automatically added to your total of whatever you're charging, say in your store, or if you're like at a swap meet or something and you're processing cards that way, there's an added 2.75% added to the total for your customer that then goes to them, but it's automatically taken care of and everything. So you swipe the cards through these things and it's processed, you get your money the next day, and it's really cool. Like I said, you can use it especially if you're out in places selling things at like swap meets, or you're out on the floor in your store trying to sell something. You can just take it right there. You don't need to take anybody over to a counter and take care of that and anything.
All right, thanks. Next, we got back
Here,
come
the only thing you're going to be really careful with is if you have a merchant agreement, which for some companies had to read all 1,200 pages of mine this year. If you have a merchant agreement, it is illegal for you, according to the credit card companies, to charge a customer more for using their card. So if you use this, but you're also using a merchant agreement in your store, you could actually lose the right to those credit card companies on accident.
Okay, good to know. Something to watch out for.
I'm just going to add one little note. I happen to have one with me everywhere I go, just in case I want to sell DVD or something that I happen to be selling personally, because it pops right into the top of my iPhone or my iPad, and you just set it up online and goes straight to your bank account when somebody swipes their card, and they get an email receipt. So it's very groovy. I like this thing.
So, yeah, but obviously watch. You got to watch and check with your. Sorry. Yeah.
Aaron, does it actually add the discount, or does it take it off of what you receive?
It takes it out of what you receive.
It doesn't really add.
Yeah, there's no add-on in that particular case. Thank you. Thanks, Chelsea.
Okay. It's me. This is something I chose based off of the keynote, the Young Guns session that I attended, and a lot of talk, especially from Ryan, came from, giving out gift cards when pairing up with eBay and everything, and saying every time they sell this camera, give them a gift card for $50 off this many prints through us. And so it's kind of promoting your business as well as, like helping other merchants as well, like the eBay thing, the power sellers, they get something out of it as well. So then what I saw when I was on the floor is these card printing machines, which enable you to print out your gift cards if you want.
They basically make like this.
Yeah, they make like the little like ID cards. They're plastic. They're and speaking with the people there, average if you order them on like a one-off thing in bulk even, it's about like $1 a card. With these, if you plan on doing it a lot, it's like 25 cents a card. So it'll save you if this is something that you plan on pursuing and keeping on doing that. So I thought it was interesting, tied in with everything as well.
Excellent. On this point, again, printing that card gets to that exclusivity. We've heard a lot of talk in the session so far about doing your own training sessions, photo classes, stuff like this. This is something you would do to create membership cards. Again, there's something about that, I belong, I'm part of, look, I have a card. So it really can be a big part of your marketing program. And as I said, if you're giving away any kind of promotional programs, or you're a student now in my class, this is your student ID for Chris's camera and stuff like that. It was a kind of just following along with what we had seen. Next is me. Okay. This is basically, if you're shooting tethered, you're out there, you have your camera tethered to your laptop, to your iPad, to whatever kind of thing you have going. This is a pad that fits and mounts right onto your tripod. It's a non-slip surface so that you can be tethered to it and shooting, as well as many other things. I mean, one of the top right-hand corner shot looked to me like with the microphone and everything, I could be doing my entire podcast, mobile, standing up at here at the show, set up on this tripod. So it's just a quick, idea for being able to mount and carry your tripod and stuff. They have a little drink holder, which I laughed, reminded me of band, you know, or I mean band, like playing bass guitar and having a beer on your stand. So I think he's looking for a beer to put.
Yeah, right in the back is actually with them.
Oh, excellent! Right here. Anything you got to say you about this? Put him on the spot. I'll give you a real quick.
Thank you.
There you go.
I have a question. How much is it? It's 89 to 129, and accessory trays 29 to 30.
It's about 30.
And they also sell colored tripod stands. So when you're out, no, this makes sense. When you're out and there's like a bunch of different photographers there, and they all have black tripod stands, and you just happen to leave it, then yours is blue.
Well, plus that's good. People won't trip over it because they'll see it.
There you go. There you go. That's very good. Thank you. Martin, this one's yours, and we do have after this the video. So.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So I don't have to explain a lot, but problem is, photography. Well, it's not a real problem. Photography means for a lot of people staying outdoors. And we were last week. We were in Valley of Fire doing it at night, time lapse and everything, froze our ass off. But it was really great. Yeah. But problem is always you run out of juice. And there's this company which is called Gold Zero, which produces, like a lot of other people, solar panels and battery packs. But they are different to other people, which I know, because they have a real modular system. You can daisy chain the different solar panels. You can stack the different battery packs. Very clever system. You start your customers with the entry-level thing for $99, and you hook them up, and you sell them much more accessories, also like lamps, like small torches, which all fit into the system. So real clever system, but the video says a lot of things, and we have funny pictures there. Nice.
Yeah, we're going to show a quick little video from it.
My wife and I spend a lot of time in the wilderness with our cameras. It's a big part of our lives, and it's important for us to document it so we can share it with family and friends who don't often get the opportunity like we do to be out there, and also to someday show our future kids. Being dependent on technology to take photos, video, and for keeping communication for safety, battery power is always a major concern. Powering up with solar or via a battery pack allows us to be independent and detached from grid-based power sources. So we can focus on being creative and just really enjoy every moment that we are out there. And to me, that's just incredibly liberating. We have such an enormous respect for nature, so we do our best to significantly lower our impact on it. And going solar is one of the greenest and guilt-free ways to do it. I'm Paulo Santos, and this is our power source, Gold Zero.
Now we all know how green is becoming the topic. Green is the color. Whether it's a product we're selling as photographic paper, as consumables, as wallpaper, all the things we produce, it's very important. A lot of companies have mandates that they must buy a certain percentage of green products. So I think this is a really great product. I love the fact that it was modular, that it starts out small. You can add on to it and build
up
it
to
up.
100-pound thing for emergencies.
Yeah, you could run the house basically on it.
Yeah.
And again, I think it's a really interesting, great idea. And if you go to their website, they have an amazing array of products. I mean, everything from flashlights to lights to emergency equipment and stuff.
Is
Aaron,
that
it looks like you got a question.
Goalzero.com?
Goalzero.com,
Okay.
yes. But they're on the show floor. They're right in the PMA. As soon as you come in, they're to the left-hand side, I believe, as soon as you walk. Well, it depends which store you walk in. But they're right up front. And wow, it's a cool one for me.
Yeah.
Next. Who do we have? Chris Liddell. There you are, Chris. Grab a mic.
First, I hate products that you can only sell a little bit of the time each year, products that are categorized as gifting, but I can't imagine anybody actually buying one of these things for himself or herself. When you present it to your loved one, it looks like a can of tuna fish or possibly Jordan almonds, but before you present it, you've put a picture in the back. They get to open it for the very first time and see the picture behind a clock or whatever you've done. And they sell for about $15 and cost about $7.50. So you put these in a display, and at Mother's Day and Valentine's Day and St. Swithin's Day and other holidays, they should be pretty easy to sell. The back comes off, and you insert the picture that makes it a personal item.
Absolutely, Chris. You know what? We had about 4 people submit this one.
Yeah.
This one caught a lot of people's eye.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thanks. This is Chris's as well. This is a wonderful product. Yeah.
Yeah, these people make one of the nicest mini cyclorama photos setups I've ever seen, and it's molded ABS. They have a different lighting system, a lot more rugged than the little halogen lights on a stick that come with most small studios. And they've got products ranging from about $100 to about $250. I'd be more inclined to buy these for my own use than for resale, but happy to resell them as well.
Yeah, this is one of the products I saw when we went to check this booth out that I wanted one. And it was interesting, the gentleman I talked to, the person who created the system, he said he started because he had to need the photograph. He's into, as you can see, these trains. So he sells them on eBay. So he needed a really great, easy way to do a great, nice photograph of his model trains. And he said he would beat people hands down, left and right, selling on eBay just because he had a nice photograph of his model trains. And I thought when I first saw it, it was the first thing going, you know, I really could use some of that because I need to be selling some stuff on eBay.
Great. I have one of these.
Oh, there you go, Erin.
Yeah, I have the smallest one, like the consumer one, for eBay, and it's really easy to light. You don't have to like squeeze inside of a tinted dome to shoot anything. You can pretty much open it up. I'd say the only downside for me is I've lived in some pretty small places, and this is difficult to kind of fold up and store in a small place. But if you've got the space, it's excellent. I think it's a great product.
That's coming from Erin, who's a professional photographer. She said that as well.
Yes, thank you, Rob. Thank you. I'm up here as the consumer, but I teach to the consumer, photo beginner, photo enthusiast, but I'm also a professional photographer, so I kind of look at it from both viewpoints. Thank you.
Chris.
This is an Outlab Artsy Couture, and they make a lot of products from images that look fairly high-end. They're different. They're three-dimensional. They've got a very wide range, and there's no investment required to get involved with them.
And Aaron, right, was Ryan, who was part of the keynote session. I mean, he is one guy, he was really on top of it. If you saw our keynote session, Young Guns, and his discussion of how he is pairing up with power eBay sellers. There's power eBay sellers out there selling cameras, selling stuff like that. He offers them the ability to give a coupon, a discount as well, attached along with what they're selling to get people to drive to buy his product. Now, if there's any take-home idea there, to me, it's that one, that you try partnering up with some of these power sellers to help promote your business, to help promote your services. And they love it. It makes their stuff look more attractive to sell. Chelsea, next. Oh, there we go. This one's me. This one grabbed my eye. Sea Sucker, wasn't that? Yeah, Sea Sucker. I'm always looking for great in ways to mount my iPad, my iPhone, My GoPro, as you can see, this GoPro. GoPros, I don't know, most of you, I'm sure, I mean, it's a big hit out there. They're selling left and right. I love mine. But they have this great suction device with different attachments to be able to hook different products to it. Once again, an iPad, iPhone, GoPro, stuff like that. But it's heavy duty. This is literally, you put it on a surface and you pump that little pump on the side of it so you get some solid connection. I mean, I could probably hang from it once I've pumped it onto the surface. It is very, very strong. So it's not like the little, like, try to lick and stick your GPS on the window kind of thing. It's not like that. This is very heavy duty. I think a very cool product. They're out there looking right now, they're looking for distributors. So again, if it's something you're interested in, something you think might sell in your place, they're looking for folks like you. All right then. Yeah. Basically, we're to the end of the session. I'd like to thank, these are the people, the contributors that walked the show floor and just did amazing, amazing things for us. Well, again, thank you guys very much. I appreciate it. We worked hard, our volunteers, our panel here. Thank you so much, Phil, Martin, Aaron, Chris. Thank you.